Hey, what's going on, good kind people? 401mania.com reporter and columnist Lee Sanders here, and you are checking out a new WOW Women of Wrestling reaction post-show edition as we're covering Women of Wrestling Fallout for October 8th of 2022. Hope you guys have been fantastic. Hey, before we go any further, apologies for not being able to give this episode to you guys live when it was supposed to go down, but very good reason. I knew that the Extreme Rules pay-per-view event was going to overlap when WOW was coming on the CW 57. As most of you guys that's been checking out the WOW recaps know, I normally watch WOW at 11 p.m. Eastern on the CW 57, and Extreme Rules definitely bled past that. And I asked you guys for help on the communities board over on YouTube. Hey, what should we do in regards to the Extreme Rules post show? And you guys had sounded off. You said, hey, look, man, go watch your WOW. It's okay. We know that's your only available option to watch in real time because you don't have access to a DVR. Go do your thing with WOW and give us our pay-per-view recap at midnight. And so that's exactly what we did. So if you're checking this out right now and you didn't get to hear my thoughts about the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, you haven't heard my thoughts yet on that, well, hopefully after this, you go piggy on back and check it out and everything. Hey, solid episode of WOW Women of Wrestling this week. This was their 4th episode. So, all right, now we got us a month's worth of episode, right? A month worth of episodes in the books now. And this episode, very strong. I love this as it was a good rebound from what went down last week. As some of you guys recall, I thought that it was a little bit of a so-so episode that we got from last week. Kick things off this week with David McLane, who was at the tail end of a phone conversation that we overheard. He was speaking to somebody named George, and it seemed as though McLane was pretty happy with something that you kind of get the impression has been in the works. Maybe we'll know a little bit more about whatever that was in a future episode. But I think for now, what had went down was a little bit of a taste. I'm hoping it was a little bit of a taste. But meanwhile, Sophia Lopez, the greatest lawyer in the entire world. I love Sophia Lopez, especially her theme. I'm showing my age here a little bit, but shout out if you remember this. But if you were a fan of the hit NBC series LA Law, then you all know exactly what I'm talking about, because every time you see Sophia Lopez come out and you hear her theme, it just reminds you so much of LA Law. I love it. I just love it. I wonder if that's what they were going for there. I kind of have a feeling that they did. I'll have to ask around about that. But Sophia Lopez chats up with David McLane. She's chatting it up with him and says to him, hey, I've looked high and low. I've looked all over the United States trying to see who would be worthy of acquiring my services, who would be that next big breakout star here in WOW. And I didn't find anybody. So I actually had to go overseas, and I bumped into somebody that left quite an impression on me the last go round that I think would be a worthy opponent for the Beast and taking her on for the WOW Women's Championship. David McLane, okay, I'm listening. What you got? And Sophia brings up Tormenta, and she reminds David McLane, hey, the last time that these two girls locked up, it was at a WOW Unleashed event, and basically because of that performance, Sophia Lopez feels Tormenta is worthy enough to have a title opportunity, if you will, against the Beast. To that, David McLane scoffs and he's going, yeah, how does that make sense that she leapfrogs over all these other girls here on the roster that's putting in the work? It doesn't make sense whatsoever. And Sophia Lopez breaks it down to him, simply put, hey, look, just imagine if the title were to change hands. You're going to bring in more revenue. You're going to get more eyes on the product. And for the first time in WOW history, you'll have a champion that's a Latina. McLane is just kicking back in that chair, nodding his head. And you got me beat there. All right, you got yourself a match. So we had a main event match there for this week's episode. Beast defending her championship against Tormenta. And I tell you what, I don't really get a chance to speak about this enough. I definitely didn't speak about it the previous season's worth of batch of episodes that we covered, but I will give her flowers on this episode. I really have truly loved the work that the Beast has been putting in ever since she stepped foot. And wow, you talk about someone that is a diamond in the rough. You talk about somebody that is a original breakout star for women of wrestling. Just how I go back to the NWA and I look at how Camille Brickhouse has essentially come from out of nowhere. And at first it was just little quiet whispers, just, hey, what about that one girl? And now it's just everybody is seeing what that little small group of people way back was saying. Now everybody else is seeing it. And I feel that same way when you're looking at one point, Jordynne Grace was in that position long before all the stuff had went down with her doing the erotic photograph videos and all that other stuff. You know, not that long ago, Jordynne Grace was in that same limelight as well. But the Beast has been doing a phenomenal job. She has definitely represented the promotion of WoW and then some, especially during some controversial, turbulent times, trying times at that. She has proven that during it all, she has been the right person to represent the company, just put it on her back, and she has been a good representation for that promotion. Hands down. I don't think anybody would disagree with me on that one. And I just love the way that Beast has pretty much become, I know not just for me, but for a lot of you guys as well, but personally for me speaking here from the heart, she has become one of my favorite highlights of each and every single episode, to the point, if I don't see her, I'm going, what happened? What's going on? Is she okay? Yeah, I mean, literally, that's how I'm feeling when I don't see the Beast. And to just have her be that centerpiece, and just the way that she is essentially elevating the other girls, right? She's that glue while you're checking out everything else that's going on. I like how I got the fist going on. For the people that's going to be listening to the audio version, I got the whole fist thing that's going on. I'm hitting that Roman Reigns pose. Only thing missing is me just clocking up the fist and everything. I wonder if by me doing that, I wonder if I've essentially have said that the Beast is getting ready to go tribal there, right? Is she the new tribal chief? What's going on with that? The hand motion wants to know, right? But anyway, this made all the sense in the world as far as this main event matchup, right? Having a veteran in Chik Tormenta, and in regards to Chik Tormenta, just to kind of get you guys caught up to speed on her. Now, they're calling her Tormenta in Women of Wrestling, but her ring name that most people know her under is Chik Tormenta. Mainly been doing her thing in Mexico, been tearing it up with the AAA promotion. She had came under headlines back in June of 2022 when she participated in the Triple Mania 30 event. She had took on Flamer, I believe, or Flammer. It was a mask versus mask match, and she lost it. Of course, I'm talking about Tormenta. Tormenta had lost that. And you got to keep in mind, Tormenta has pretty much been at it since 2006. That's when she debuted in wrestling. And she's been at it this long. And if you know anything about Mexican luchadors, they take those masks very seriously, guarding their most sensitive information, their name, all that. They control all of that. And so for her to have gone on for so long without nobody knowing her real name and all that other stuff, right? Now, if you want to get an idea how she looks without the mask, there is some stuff that's out there. Not too many outlets, but there is some stuff that's out there if you guys want to pique your interest. I think she looks very cute without the mask. She did work for the Impact Wrestling promotion going back to 2019 as part of a partnership an arrangement that was between AAA and Impact. She teamed with Jordan Grace, one other girl, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they took on Kiera Hogan, Madison Rain, and Vanilla. I'm sure I'm missing another name in there. I'm sure you guys will definitely remind me. I'm just going off the top of my memory, so bear with me here. Some things are a little bit fuzzy for me, but for the most part, pretty spot on accurate. So to see her do something with the Wild Women of Wrestling promotion, hey, adds that notoriety and all that good stuff. Maybe help bring in a new audience. Totally down with that. Totally freaking down with that. And the way that Tormenta represented herself in this main event match, which was very brief, because by the time we came back from the commercial breaks, it was probably gone about maybe 6 minutes, if even that. But she showed that she could go toe-to-toe with the Beast, a little bit of offense that she was doing. She was getting in some pretty good hits. No match for Beast, though, when it was all said and done, because Beast coming in from out of nowhere with a spear, getting ready to set her up for the Beast Bomb, and then all of a sudden, Beast freezes up. Something is distracting her. You're going, what's going on? What's the distraction? Sure enough, it turns out that distraction came in the form of Reina Del Rey. Reina Del Rey had just, earlier in the night, got a victory over Leah Makoa. And I thought that was a weird joint right there, because I just felt, man, of all the women that we could have sacrificed to lose to Del Rey this week, did we really have to go with Leah Makoa? And I'm definitely taking that one personal, because especially after I had said to you guys, yo, I see Makoa being that nice big breakout star. I see her doing big things. And wow, David McLean and crew, they got something really special right here in this girl. This is the one I kept telling you guys, you want to watch her. You want to keep watching her. I think she's going to do big things for them. And so to have her... Now, look, can she get that back? Can she get that defeat back? Yeah, I think so. If done right, I think she could get it back. Can it go down in the same season, though, is the question. We'll have to wait and see how it all pans out. But, yeah, because it was almost a heartbeat away from becoming a glorified squash match. That's mainly the reason why I wasn't really a fan of Leah Makoa being the one to lose to Reina Del Rey this week. But post-match, Reina Del Rey grabbed a microphone. Yo, y'all know when I got this microphone, what time it is. I'm only having this microphone right now because y'all know I'm getting ready to call somebody out. Beast, I'm here for one thing and one thing only here in WoW, and that's for your championship. I don't care what little girls I got to go through, but I'm coming for that championship, so get ready. So we fast forward, we go to that main event match, and Beast is locking eyes with Reina. Remembers hearing the crap from earlier, welcomes her into the ring. Reina gets in there. Them two start brawling. Tormenta gets caught up in the mix. So now you got a three-way brawl as officials come out. They're trying to separate all the girls. Pure pandemonium. As WoW ends on a good, strong cliffhanger for this week. So much so, David McLean, as he's trying to get through his reads, right, the brawling just continues, and he's like, oh, we got to get control here. And then you get the WoW logo, and then they fade to black. I love that. I love when we can get stuff like that, especially getting that extra incentive to, yo, you definitely need to check out what's going to happen next week. And look, I would imagine one of the ways they're going to open up next week is by having David McLean maybe talking with Sophia Lopez, and maybe trying to straighten everything out between Del Rey and Tormenta. Of course, Sophia Lopez, she's probably going to say, hey, look, we just don't know what the outcome of that match was going to be, because, yeah, you can make an argument that it seemed as though Beast had my client whooped, but we don't really know, do we? Because Reina Del Rey interfered, and Reina Del Rey, yo, I've already gone through this girl, this girl, this girl, this girl, and this girl. How many more do I have to go through to get my title shot against the Beast? Putting David McLean in an interesting position. Do you do a number one contenders match with these girls? Or do you do a triple threat match for the Wild Women's Championship? A lot of angles going on right there. Hopefully we'll know, and we should know, what's going to be happening come next week's episode. Definitely a good, strong way to end this week, setting up next week's episode. Good stuff. By the way, speaking of next week's episode, looks like we're going to be seeing a Ice Cold, the wrestler. We're going to be seeing a featurette on her next week just to kind of get you guys appetites good and ready. Tonga Twins were in action against Princess Aussie and Tiki Chamorro. Twins defeating Aussie and Tiki to advance to the semifinals. Even though we had great editing by the video crew, there were still a couple of little hiccups that you were able to see here and there. And the Tonga Twins had some rough spots, just a couple, but overall still looking pretty damn good. Remember, I had said to you guys when this tag tournament began, I said, look, Tonga Twins could go all the way, and I'm still feeling as though they could go all the way. Now, let me pose this question to you guys, and you tell me what you all think. But what about the idea of, for the finals, what if it's twins versus twins? What if that sweet heat set of twins end up taking on the Tonga Twins? Yo, that would be sick, wouldn't it? That would be very, very interesting, let me tell you. That would be very, very interesting. Speaking of interesting, Randi RAW. Yes, Randi RAW, the newest newcomer to the WOW roster. That name may sound familiar to you guys. Her face may look familiar to you guys because Randi RAW, at least this version, notice I said this version, is portrayed by wrestling darling Kelsey Heather. And if you don't know Kelsey Heather, the name, but that face did look familiar to you, that's because she had appeared on an episode of RAW and AEW Dark on the same night. Yes, you got to rewind it back. I want to say it was last year, and she had appeared in a segment on RAW as one of Bobby Lashley's ladies, back when it was Lashley's ladies. He's walking out with these beautiful ladies and all that. But rewind it back like maybe an hour or two before that Raw appearance, that same night, she was on an episode of AEW Dark Elevation as she went up against and lost to Layla Hirsch. So there's your full context right there. In 2018, she did go to WWE's Performance Center for a tryout. I believe the very next year, she was involved in a Velveteen Dream segment as one of his ladies. So full context right there for you guys. Now, why am I mentioning all this? And what was that I said about Randi RAW this incarnation? Well, David McLean has gone to the well before on the gimmick Randi RAW. Shout out to those of you that know your WOW history very well. The original Randi RAW was a sister. The original Randi RAW was a black woman. And she basically was a jobber, sadly. She really, I hate to say that, but she was. And she constantly was getting, destroyed left and right. And I mean, she ultimately was just getting her butt handed to her when Patty Pep had turned heel and became one of Lana Starr's flunkies. So full context right there. So I'm curious what you all think about David McLean going back to the playbook and bringing back an old gimmick, but trying to maybe put a new spin on it, or the role will be portrayed by. I'm curious how you all feel about that. Sound off now that you guys know about that. And if you're new and you find that intriguing and you do a little bit of research at your end, a little bit of homework at your end, tell me your thoughts once you have gathered up enough on the original Randi RAW. Let me know. So Randi RAW was trying to get herself ready as she's in the restroom, freshening up and everything. And Coach Campanelli tries to talk to her for a little bit, let her know, hey, I remember I had tried to do the whole cheerleading thing and kind of had a sad, tragic ending to it. I don't know if you really want to hear about it and everything. And Randi was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to hear it. And right as Campanelli was trying to go there, it was time for RAW to make her exit because she had her match coming up. And that match was against BK Rhythm. BK didn't talk this week. I gotta say, I was a little disappointed. Especially now that I know officially I'm under BK Rhythm's radar there. So, yeah, I was very curious to see what was going to be said this week, but she didn't say anything. She was just ready to go one-on-one. I guess selling the fact that she talked mad game last time we saw her, and, it pretty much kicked her in the butt. And now it's like, let's get the W's under the column first before we start talking, right? I can understand that. So BK Rhythm and Randy RAW were about to go at it when all of a sudden their match got crashed by the beautiful, the lovely Jessie Jones. And Jessie Jones goes right to BK Rhythm. Hey, look, you're a redhead, so that means you got a fiery temper. You're a hothead just like me. Look, I say you do your thing. I've been watching you. You seem pretty cool. I say you team up with me. We go do this tag team tournament deal. We go get back these titles because honestly, David McLean, those are my titles and I never even lost them. So BK Rhythm, she likes the idea of that. And Jessie Jones is like, look, the two of us, let's make a statement. Let's beat the crap out of this Randy RAW chick. Next thing you know, Coach Campanelli comes in. And she's like, nah, not on my watch. And she actually teams up with Randy RAW. So we got ourselves a tag match that went down right here. Winners of this, I should say, ended up being Randy RAW and Coach Campanelli. Coach Campanelli blowing her whistle in the face of Jessie Jones. Jessie Jones, if I'm not mistaken, Jessie Jones ended up pushing her. There's some type of shoving that was going on, but I remember the finish to it ultimately. The finish to it ultimately was BK Rhythm somehow, yeah, it's coming back to me. You guys got to forgive me, but somehow BK Rhythm ended up getting tripped over, and the roll-up had went down right there from Campanelli. It was a weird sequence, but if you were kind of distracted, you weren't really paying attention, you would have missed it. But it was a nice little finish that they did. All the girls did their parts pretty well in this. Once again, Jessie Jones showing why she is the glue that pretty much holds everything together, when you put her in there and everything. But it seems that at least for now, she has this working relationship with BK Rhythm. We'll see how far this will go, if at all, right? It's kind of one of those type of deals there. Like, verdict is still out on that one, but it's nice to see old familiar faces align with new faces and really puts that much more relevance and heightens them up even more and everything. So I can't wait to see the team of Jessie Jones and BK Rhythm. I think we're going to be in for some really good surprises there. What I ultimately can't help but wonder is the partnership gonna, and it's like right around the corner. The partnership is going to get sour. What I can't help but wonder is if Jessie Jones is going to turn in such a way on BK Rhythm that we actually feel sympathetic towards BK, and BK becomes a face in the process, chasing after Jessie Jones. What exactly is going to happen right there? Only time is really going to tell. But there's so many ways that we can go with this. It's really not even funny. But you know what? I still like the idea. Who was the tag team I had mentioned last week? Because I said, put BK Rhythm. Yeah, Glitch the Gamer. I still think I'm on to something actually with Glitch the Gamer and BK Rhythm being a tag team. I'd be more inclined to see that one, but that's just me personally. That was wow, Women of Wrestling for this week. Believe it or not, that was it. I told you guys as the weeks progressed, we were going to get this more tighter and tighter and tighter for you guys, unless there was like a lot of wrestling news that was out there that we really needed to get into, particularly, wow, Women of Wrestling news that was out there that we needed to get into, that I would go there with you guys. But definitely overall, a nice, well-rounded rebound of an episode compared to what they had did last week. Now, something that's going to put a big smile on you all's faces. I know you guys are definitely gonna like this. I'm just going to tease you guys with it right now, but we did actually hear from WOW Women of Wrestling. We did hear from them. For you longtime listeners, you know that we were fortunate a couple of years back when WOW was on Access TV. We were in a fortunate position of interviewing quite a few people from the promotion. Well, this go round, we're going to be able to do it again. And I've actually reached out to my good friend and brother-in-arms, Anthony Missionary Thomas of Wrestling Soup, if he wants to team up with me and everything so that we could, get ready to do this bad boy once again. And I already know he's definitely down. He's definitely down with that. So more as the days and weeks progress, but that is in the pipeline. And something that I want to share with you guys, I'm actually trying to find her Facebook page right now. This is WOW Women of Wrestling related. And I would greatly appreciate it if you guys could indulge me here. But in case you are not aware, Erica Porter, who is a WOW Women of Wrestling legend, she is going through some serious health issues right now. And it's quite unfortunate. I'm actually trying to see if I can find her Facebook page officially here. Matter of fact, I think I have found it. Bear with me here. I'm so sorry about this. Oh wow, yeah, the site is. Are you serious? I'm checking in real time, and she did have a website up, but it looks like now the website is bad here. So full context here, because this sets up for something that she had posted just a few days ago. So take it back to 2020. Erica Porter, again best known as Jungle Grrrl, she had announced that she had cancer. And she had revealed that she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. The breast cancer had spread to her lungs and bones and is incurable. And Porter has spoke about the diagnosis, what she felt, and having that unfortunate conversation of speaking to her son about it. And she talked about having a shortness of breath, having a cough that was lingering. She understands where people reach a point in their life where they say, I'm done, it's overwhelming. My son asked me, Mom, can you promise me you're not going to die? I said there is no human that can promise that to anyone. The equalizer among all people is time. We don't know what that time is. And as some of you guys know, Porter has a foundation called the Endorphasm Foundation. And that link, I believe it is still up and running. Let me just check. Yes, it is still up and running. And she talks about how her challenge to people is to do what you love. I still go back to fitness as a lifesaver. The mission of the gym is to strip away the BS and get you closer to your soul. It might not change the outcome of how many years, but wouldn't you want those years, no matter what they are, to be amazing? I know I do. There are always going to be circumstances beyond our control, but how you react to those circumstances is well within our control. I do believe my foundation will be my legacy, the greatest gift. The greatest gift is giving to others. And I'm trying to see if she has, because I had saw her Facebook. I had saw her Facebook a couple of days ago, and I'm trying to see if, yeah, for some reason I'm not able to find her Facebook page, and it's weird because when I saw it earlier this week, I know I'm following her Facebook page. Because when I had saw it earlier in the week, I was going, good God almighty. Because she gave a health update. And the only thing I could do when I had saw that was give her my thoughts and prayers. Because it sounds like she is having some rough times there. Some much rougher times. I'm sorry, I'm kind of fumbling here and at a loss for words, but I was hoping that before we ended the broadcast, we'd be able to find that post for you guys, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. Well, let me try one other thing. Because if I can find it, then that's great. I think... Let me see here. Is this her? That's not her. So let me try her real name. And if I can find it, then that's great. I don't know, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Which really sucks. You know what I should have did? I should have bookmarked it, and then we would have been okay. But what I do want to mention is, and hopefully this is something that David McLean and crew are going to be working on down the pipeline, but I think it personally would be pretty badass if they could have Jungle Grrrl pop up sometime this season. Maybe it's already happened, I don't know, or if not, maybe, assuming she might be up for it, if maybe they were able to get her for the next batch of tapings and basically give this woman her flowers while she's still alive. Give her her props and everything while she's still alive. Because to hear that she's going through this, it breaks my heart. It's just so sad to hear, really. And I don't think she has that much time left, because the post that I was reading there from earlier this week. Yeah, that really sucks, guys. I'm sorry. I wish I would have been able to find that post. Oh, you know what? I tell you what. I'm glad we're still on the air. I think I am going to be able to find the post. You know why I wasn't able to find it before? Because Facebook started doing this new thing where they have you, if you have a personal page and you have a business page, if you're on the iPad, it's very difficult to switch. So if you're on a desktop or if you're on your phone, it's easy to switch. So I will definitely be able to find her now with ease. And let me see here. I should be able to find her now, and then I can tell you exactly the post. I can tell you the post. Yes, I found her. Off the break, I found her. All right, so she posted this last week. This was on Tuesday, October 4th. And so I sadly did not see this because apparently I don't have the notifications on, like, for new posts on this one, but I am following her. So it's kind of weird I didn't get the notification. Because I thought I had hit alert me of new notifications and all that. But here's what she had said. It's rather brief. I am Erica Porter. I am Jungle Grrrl, and I am wrestling with cancer, but I know how to take it to the mat, and I want you in the ring with me. I am a mother, businesswoman, motivator, fitness expert, wild superhero, happiness junkie. But most importantly, I am a human being challenged with the same choices as everyone else regarding fitness, success, family, happiness, cancer. My entire 27-year professional career has been dedicated to helping individuals understand that they exercise, pun intended, tremendous control over these aspects of their life. That movement is a prerequisite for a balanced, fulfilling, and fun life. And in June 2020, my resolve was put to the test. Stage 4 cancer diagnosis. My profession, life, philosophy, the entirety of who I am was put on trial. Of course, there is only one way to address this challenge. I am doubling down on all of it. All of it. The Endorphasm Foundation is my answer. Fitness set me up for success in this fight, physically and mentally. Fitness is leading me through the battlefield every day. Every rep, every deep breath I take is another body blow to this opponent, and I intend to keep its ass against the ropes. And she goes on to talk about how she has stage 4 breast cancer. Her journey thus far has shown quite clearly the emotional and clinical value of fitness as part of one's cancer treatment plan. You don't have to surrender all of your life to the medical community. You can retain control of a critical part of your recovery and the ability to maintain a high quality of life throughout treatment and beyond. So, you know, that had rocked me because somehow I missed the news about her stage 4 cancer in 2020. And look, I know we were dealing with a lot of craziness that was going on, you know, with the pandemic and everything during that time period and everything. So, but I just found it so weird because when I saw that, I'm like, wait, stage 4 cancer? I'm like, how did I miss that? And I had did the research trying to see, you know, there was only but a mere couple, just off the top of my hand, a mere handful of websites that was even mentioning her cancer diagnosis. And when I saw that post that I just read to you guys a couple of days ago, as I speak, nobody, to my knowledge, has, you know, hey, Erica Porter, Jungle Grrrl, she put out nobody. And it's quite unfortunate. But I hope that her health being permitted, she has the strength for it, she's up for it, she's willing to do it. I hope that David McLean and crew at some point during the next batch of tapings, if they haven't given her an olive branch, you know, to check in with her, see how she's doing, I hope that maybe something is maybe in the works to give her flowers, represent her and all that. Even if she can't be there, maybe she could just do something remotely. I think that would just be awesome, you know. And trust me, if there's no interviews that happen in the pipeline in the coming weeks, that maybe that's something that I can personally bring up. As I mentioned earlier, you know, we are going to be getting an opportunity to talk to the folks there, some of the folks there at WOW in a couple of weeks. But definitely, if you want to go out of your way, go on her Facebook page and just, you know, hey, I heard about the news, you know, you kick its ass, you know, even if she said and you heard from her own mouth, hey, it's incurable, you know, just even if you just want to encourage her on and everything, I'm sure she would definitely appreciate it and then some, right? So yeah, but I mean, it's just one of those things in life. Hey, when life kicks you in the butt and you're down on the ground, don't take it laying down. Just get up. It ain't over till it's over, right? You learn a lot there, especially, man, you guys know how much of a big fan I am of the Rocky Balboa movie franchise and all that, right? Just keep getting back up. That's life sometimes. Just whatever comes at you, you just keep taking it and just keep going back in there, man, right? That's how winners is made, right? So, FYI, food for thought. I'm glad I was able to find that for you guys. But yeah, I was just... wow, I was like, how did I miss that from 2020? I'm thinking what was going on in 2020, and it was still kind of crazy a bit back then within reason. We still were navigating through some troubled waters and then some and everything. But yeah, so that is going to do it for this edition of WoW. I told you guys we were finding our stride. Here we are. We're like at about 40 minutes. We're getting there, man. We're getting better and better and better. Next thing you know, we're only going to be doing like about barely a 30-minute recap when it's all said and done. FYI. So look, if you haven't checked it out yet, go check out the WoW the Extreme Rules post show. That's available on demand and on the downloads wherever you get your podcasts. If you haven't checked out any of the other joints that we've done of WoW Women of Wrestling, same thing, on demand and on the downloads, wherever you get your podcasts. You can check out the webcast versions as well. Get at your man on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Use the keywords, the RCWR Show. And hey, if you haven't done so yet and you made it up to this point, do me a huge favor and make sure you hit that like button. When you do that, you really help spread the word about the content, make it easier for folks to check this out, especially as far as WoW coverage goes. Until next go round, please be safe and most importantly, be kind to one another. I'll see you guys next go round. Take care, y'all. Peace.